Welcome back to Classic Car Cave. So in the last video I was showing you driving the cars of Jeremy's. I really enjoyed them. I mean, they're for what these cars are cost now and what they would have been brand new, it's like chalk and cheese, and the engineering involved in them, that's what I really love about them. Is the engineering is so precise. I mean, you know, and they're within reachability these days. I mean, when they were brand new, I think that Continental T Bentley was probably 300,000, you know, crazy amount of money. But I mean, now, even though they're expensive, they're still, I mean, they're actually within reach now of actually owning something like that, if you can afford to keep it on the road, and of course keep it in fuel, with fuel prices being what they are. I had quite a few comments about the warning lights on the dashboard, and Jeremy told me they'd been chasing a fault on it, and it's actually the knock sensor, but they've been trying to figure out what the problem is with it. They've changed a few things, and so they've been chasing the problem on it, which is something, but some of the lights were on that shouldn't have been on. The other thing you might have noticed when I was driving the Continental T or Turbo is that it was quite bumpy. I mean, the roads are quite atrocious in the UK. I'm sorry to say that, but it's a fact. They are in very poor condition considering the amount of road tax that people have to pay. But we had it in sport mode, and it really stiffens the suspension up. I guess if you're going at high speed, you really want a stiff suspension. But when you turn it off sport, it goes over those bumps, you don't even feel them. It's amazing the difference. I've been in a lot of cars that have a sport mode and normal, and it doesn't really make that much difference, but on that Bentley Continental T, so it's massively transformed. It's like chalk and cheese, like two different cars. And so when it was out of sport and the suspension was normal, it just rode over them like they weren't even there. So I was mentioning to you that I'd got this from Jeremy. He kindly let me have this pump, and I wanted to show you something about it. Now, I don't know how many people realised it or didn't realise it, but this in actual fact is not a steel pump. And what I'll do is I'll move it to one side just to demonstrate. So, in fact, I'll put it over here. There you go. It's very lightweight, which is very handy because that means I can move it around the garage. It is in fact a replica of a pump. Now maybe it was in I don't know, a show, or it was a movie prop or a TV prop, whatever, I don't know. I'm not even sure if you can actually buy these things off the internet. Possibly you can, but it looks, for all intents and purposes, like a real pump. But it is in fact made of fiberglass, but it looks brilliant, and I'm very happy with it. So, as you can see here, these are the parts that I picked up from the UK, from Jeremy, and I'll take the camera off the tripod now and I'll show you some of the things that we got. I haven't opened the boxes yet, but I'll show you how big some of this stuff is, and at the moment there's in excess of £3,000 worth of spare parts here to do this mini special 1100 up. In fact, it's actually a 1270. It's a mini 1100 special car from 1979, but it actually has a 1275 engine in it because we checked the bores on it. Anyway, I'll take you around and show you some of the things I picked up while I was in the UK and at the NEC. So there we are. There's the new Golf sign. As you can see, it covers the pool table almost. Well, half of it. It's 1.5 metres by 1.5 metres. It's a big bugger. I'm going to, where that Pirelli sign is, I'm going to take that down and the Golf sign and put it up there, and then probably put that Golf picture somewhere else. But I'm going to put some LED lighting behind it. Really a nice addition to the garage. So, I'll give you a quick look at some of the stuff I've got. So, this Evans Classic Cool 180, that's for the Mini. Because they only drive the car for 3 or 4 months of the year at their holiday home in Croatia, what you don't get with Evans coolant is any dropout. You don't get any water, therefore you don't get rust, and you don't have to keep replacing the coolant. Not that they need it down there, because obviously it's quite hot when they're there, but you don't get any dropout, so consequently you don't get any sediment in the bottom of the radiator, so it's perfect for a car that's not being used all the time, like my XK150 and my Mini Cooper. I even have it in this E-Type. I've had it in there 8 years now, maybe 9. I've never had to top it up. The hoses are as good as the day I put them on. You know, because you've got sort of 75–80% less pressure, the hoses don't get hard and solid or crack. And it's never let me down. So I'm a great believer in the Evans. If you like it, it is expensive, but it's a one-time deal, and it's worth to protect a car, especially with an alloy head. It doesn't corrode like water does, or you've got steam and pressure. Anyway, cutting that aside, the Evans. So I've opened some of the boxes up. So obviously, this is the new exhaust system. The 2.2 quick rack is in there. It's there. All the paraphernalia goes with that. That must be the dashboard, I would imagine. High-low suspension, new bumper. As you can see, the shocks there, they're gas. The new steering wheel. I'm trying to think of that. Oh, and the floor pans in there. I can see it in the corner. There's the new front subframe. And I believe that box at the end is a complete service kit. That's plugs, new hoses, top and bottom hoses. Ah, that'll be the radiator, aluminium radiator in there for sure. Yeah, and unfortunately there, because I've just opened the boxes, and this is the kit that's going into the 1100 Special. And because they're nice, they're dark grey and light grey, they're going to look beautiful in there. Everything's colour coordinated, and Toby bought this from eBay, I believe, for just under £1,000, which, considering it's just been refurbished, that is cheap. I think the interior in my Mini was probably near 4,000, and that was a long time ago, 5 years ago. So he got a good deal on that. Martin Reed, a good friend of mine, he got these bits. I mean, these are the aluminium extensions that go on the front, because Toby's 6'1", and he predominantly drives the car when they're in Croatia, so I'll make it a bit more comfortable. And I'm afraid I'll have to go down the side here to show you the other box. So yeah, as I said, there's the new subframe, yeah, and these look like all the parts. So there'll be new water pump in there. So hoses, yeah, water pump. So a lot to put on the car. So what I'm going to do this weekend, my wife is back off to her home in Vienna tomorrow night, so over the weekend I'll put this outside on the junk pile, clean it all up, clean up the base, put the new subframe on, and I'll start rebuilding the subframe from scratch, and hopefully I can build it up in a day. But if it takes a little bit longer to video, it might be over 2 videos. We'll see how long it takes. But it's quite an easy job with all brand new parts. And I'll show you some little tricks that you can use and not have to worry about using the spring compressors in the towers here. And hopefully that'll help somebody. I don't know if you were surprised about that. I mean, when I saw it, if it was from a distance, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, it's a genuine one. And then I realised when he picked it up, or because the back piece is here, the back one with the pounds and gallons sign on it. But how nice is that? Accurate measurement at delivery of pressure. Yeah. But yeah, how nice is that? I mean, it's even got all the stuff on it. Look, a little fuel bowl, little switch, and even the handle's aluminium. Really pleased with that. I'll go in pride of place once the garage is sorted out. I'll take the glass out, clean it all. But it looks great. I mean, even the little vents on the bottom of there, which is quite something, isn't it, when you think about it? But yeah, so there we go. Anyway, on that note, I'll finish it up. And yeah, I'll bring you back at the weekend, and I'll start building this front subframe. So on that note, as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and we'll catch you at the weekend. Take care.